Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to this video. My name is Pokemon Trainer Blue, and I promise Surge to Purge that I will be going over Cynthia with Friends to show off how to use this amazing combo right here. So, I'm just gonna read what made us choose it, or what made me choose it. It was the easiest to choose post rotation, and it was an easy one out of the 5 to actually do. So, and it looked like more fun actually than these, because that's EX, that's post rotation, that's way after rotation. Everything that's going to be rose. So that was the only one that was going to that was going to work, and it was to me, we had fun building it. So what I'm going to do is explain. So the deck, really, you're trying to get Lucario set up to get your Garchomp. You want your Lucario Garchomp to work well together with Cynthia, and here we go. So you get this guy out, or him. You, depending on your starting hand, you want him Lucario, because you get to search once during your turn. If you have Garchomp in play, you may search your deck for any card, don't matter what card, mainly for Cynthia, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. So that's how you mainly would get your Cynthia Cynthia out. And you will attack with Garchomp for Garchomp to do 200 damage. You could do Quick Dive, which will do 50 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon anyway. Or you can do Royal Blades, which if you played Cynthia from your hand during this turn, this attack does 100 more damage. So if you played Cynthia, which is this card right here, shuffle your hand into your deck and then draw 6 cards. That's pretty good. You get to shuffle your hand, get 6 cards, do 200 damage, and you get to search it with Lucario. And that's kind of the combo you're getting. You're getting at. You're setting up at. And the reason why I put Altaria in there is because Altaria, Flight Song, your Dragon Pokemon attacks do 20 more damage to your opponent's active. So if you have Garchomp, and if you have 2 of them, which you have, if you have 2 of them on your bench, then you're doing 240 damage. And if you have Shrine of Punishment out, which is really good, that comes in handy if you're against a GX. If you're against a GX, that's great. If you have Shrine of Punishment out in the 2 Altarias, that's why I put the Altarias in there. So if you were against a GX deck or a tag team deck, you're going to basically almost knock them out one hit, because Shrine's doing damage over time between turns, and by the time you get the Garchomp, you're going to one-hit knock out them if you have the correct setup with Lucario and Cynthia rolling along. Rare candies, I got, gave you the rare candies so you're able to evolve the Garchomp a lot faster. And also, if you wanted to, there's other ways. Another way you can get your Garchomps out faster is through Lance. If a Gibble dies, then you can search your deck for 2 Garchomps or a Garchomp and Altaria, and you can set them on the battlefield. Without even having to evolve them. Just like that. Just like that. So if Gibble died, you search your deck for 2 stage 2 Garchomps, bam. With no Gibbles on your bench, you can stage 2. Now all you need is energies on them. Bam, just like that. And I also gave you was the Dragon Talon. If you attach that to Gibble or Gabite, Garchomp, Altaria. If they attack, they get 30 damage added to them. So it's going to be easier for you to knock out the opposing Pokemon. Because with Garchomp, you have, Lord, what, 160 HP? Right? No, 150, my bad. You have 150, but that's still decent for a stage 2. If you're playing non-GX decks, that's brilliant. You're basically knocking a lot of people out. One-shot KO. You are. You're knocking out everybody one-shot KO with Royal Blades if you get that Cynthia stuff going. You're knocking them out. One shot, one kill. But for GXs, I put in the Altarias so you can knock them out a little faster. Those that are 240. I put the Shrine of Punishment in there, so each turn, if you get the Shrine of Punishment, you're able to do the between turns, 1 damage counter between turns, which is great. That stacks up actually. And Dragon Talent, if they attack you, they take 30 damage. So that's pretty neat. That's pretty legit. I put LT Surges in there, the LT Surge strategy, because I feel like you are going to be somewhat behind, especially against a GX deck. You're going to be behind because it's a stage 2, so it takes some time to actually set up. But once you set up, I put LT Surge strategy, and that's what I put the Janines in there for. Because if you get the Janines, you get to search 8 cards. 8. If you get when you have 1 LT Surge. But when you're behind, if you get it, if you use it correctly, you can do 2 Janines if you have 2 Janines in your hand. If you have a Cynthia and a Janine, you can do a Janine, and then you can actually do a Lucario, get the Cynthia if you already have a Janine in your hand, and you can play both. If you have LT Surges, you can, if you have, well, LT Surge, you can do the Janine first to look at the top 4 cards, pick two out, and then if it's something you needed, great, play it, and then use Cynthia, and you've already gotten your search engine just like that. You've gotten 8 cards, 10 because 10 because you got to look at the top 4, but you get to choose 2. It depends. I'd say 8. So 6 cards random, 2 from Janine. That's pretty neat. If you get to look at the top 8 cards, really, if you play 2 Janines and you get to keep 4. That's amazing. That's why I put Janine in there. Because you get to keep the card. I put the Erica's Hospitality because if you have 4 cards in your hand and if your opponent has a full bench, which in most games I've seen, they have a full bench. They have, especially Lightning decks, they're going to be close to having a pretty full bench. Having the Dendanes to discard, the Zeraora GX to 1 less for the Lightning Retreat cost, Tapu Koko's ability for, there's always going to be something that they need to help their active Pokemon on the bench. So they're going to have a full bench. So you're going to have Erica's Hospitality. You're going to have a lot of use for it. And a Lily for turn 1, because turn 1 Lily, you get 8 cards. So that's how I kind of revised the theme deck, if you want to say. So that's why I chose LT Surge, Dragon, the Lance Dragon Master, the Prism Star, Power Plant. You want just in case if you are against a Pikarom, you're basically shutting out their abilities. Like they can't use Zeraora GX's ability to retreat. They can't use Dendane's to draw discard and draw 6 cards. They can't, like, you see, it's kind of disrupting their flow. So you got 1 Power Plant, 1 Shrine. I should have done 2 and 2. I could have taken out, I feel like I could have taken out a card, but Janine was very important. Cynthia is always important. LT Surge, because Sage 2s, I feel like you're always going to be falling behind. You're not going to, but that's going to set you up for success if you draw it. So that's why those are the cards I chose. Hopefully you can get your deck rolling, because it is stage 2 and stage 2s are a little difficult, but they're a lot of fun. This guy right here, Garchomp, yes, he's a lot of fun. I played the TCG online with this theme deck, and I was having a lot of fun just knocking enemies off. Bam, 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 with that Royal Blades, and Lucario helps a lot. If I was able to make this deck like the one I made Surge the Purge, I think I would have way more fun with it, especially because I'm able to upgrade him a lot quicker. Turn 1, Gibble, bam, okay, that's fine. Or even that Gibble. Turn 1, I'm not really able to attack. Turn 1. Turn 2, maybe, yeah, that would be great. Then I'll be Bite, and that's fine. But if I have a rare candy, and I get turn 2, and I have Garchomp in my hand, I can do Quick Dive, bam, just like that, 50 to one of the opponent's attackers. And then, turn 3, bada bing, bada boom. If I'm able to get Lucario, that's 200. If he doesn't have a GX, I'm not even worried about it. I'm already knocking him out because I've already done 50. Now I'm doing 100. Bye. So that's really how the deck is. I foresaw in my head would go. That's how I would think it would go. So that's how you would kind of set up. You want to get Gibble and Riolu out, and even a Swablu. If you're playing a GX deck, yes, you want your Swablu out, and you want to, and you really want that Shrine of Punishment out. So hopefully you get that Shrine of Punishment there, and you want to wait till you play your Shrine of Punishment. You want to wait until your opponent throws down a stadium so you can disrupt his stadium, and then this way, if he needed that the most, like Heat Factory or Thunderous Mountain, you wait for them to play it, and then you throw that shrine. So this way, that Heat Factory or Thunder or Life Forest is going to be in the lost zone. So you got it's a counter game. It's patient. You got to be patient. Stage 2s are always going to be a patient game because it takes a while to get them out. So you got to play mind tricks on your opponent. You know, so if you're playing a non-GX deck and if you have to discard, don't worry. You can discard the Swablu and the Altaria to get other cards out. You can to get Gibble, to get Riolu, you know, however you need to get out. If you need to swap Pokemon Communication, do it. If they don't have a non-GX deck, that's get rid of those 4 cards and help you set up more. I put the Mew in, and I always say this because of Pikarom. You put the Mew in there so you won't have like Magikarp or and Wailord. Oh, I forgot that big blue whale's name. Hold on, I don't want to disrespect that. Where is he? Where's that big blue whale? He's here somewhere. Oh, he must have been just a... I think it's Magikarp and Wailord. But you want Mew, so when they attack you with those, it's not going to do nothing to your bench. So that big attack with Magikarp and Wailord, all that 100 bench damage, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Pikarom, not going to happen. Now, Shrine of Punishment, that's going to happen because this only protects from attacks from the defending Pokemon. So, yeah, they have Shrine of Punishment. I'm sorry. If you have a GX, bye. If you have any other people, like Weezing is not going to do any type of bench damage because of Mew at all. Anybody with bench damage for an attack, that's going to save you. That's why you have Mew in there. So this way your Garchomp could be protected by those Tag Team GXs. So, that, my friend, Surge the Purge, that is how you play the deck. I hope this was a very good guide for you. I'm sorry I didn't have my formula. It would have been a little easier, I think. And you guys could have gotten to see how I use my app called Deckbox. I can't really hype that enough because it's a very good tool for me to use for building these decks. It's these players guides inside this app, and I get to see every single card in the set in that app. They have them by sets, and I look at the card, I read the card. It literally takes me, I'd say 20 minutes to how fast I read, how well I just scroll. Like I already know what I want to make the deck with. So like I said, this is one way of doing it. Deck box is another. Uh, I've seen people actually get the the actual set list from one of the theme decks. I've seen them do that, and then they Google the cards. But Surge the Purge, I hope this helped you a lot, buddy, brother. I really hope it did. That's the way that I foresaw in my head when I was building the deck. I was playing it out, certain scenarios. It is a powerful deck. Very powerful. If, like I said, if you're not going up against tag teams, that's a lethal deck for any non-GX. Even the Shake Things Up deck, he would be a little afraid if he saw that Garchomp in play, because he does 200 damage. Now, if you don't have a Lucario, then he might, yeah, you might have some trouble. But with Lucario and Cynthia, even if you don't have this Lucario, even if you have Cynthia in your hand, you are still doing 200 damage. So, boss, brother, I hope that helped you out. I'll let you guys decide. I mean, I kind of don't want to do another one from Forbidden Light and and Ultra Prism, but if you guys, I'll let you decide. I'll even post them on Instagram, but whichever you guys want to choose from, just let me know. Team Up, Unbroken Bonds. There's actually a fun deck in Unbroken Bonds I would love to do. Really a lot of fun. I'm still deciding on how to get the cards out, but a lot of fun. So if you, any of, like, whichever set you see that you like, I want to post all of them on Instagram after this video. I'm going to take a picture of the book. You'll see the book, the player's guide, and then you're going to see, when you scroll over, you're going to see the actual decks, the combo decks, and whichever one you guys see that you like I said, if it's GX, it's going to take a little while because the GXs are a little expensive. I'm not going to see those in booster packs as often as I would, like how we did Cynthia and Friends and Shake Things Up. So GXs are going to take a little longer. I would go for non-GX decks, and not only because they're easy. It's harder for the opponent against you. It's harder for them to gain prize cards. If you have a non-GX deck that can take out GX decks, you're gonna win 9 out of 10 times because of setup. You're gonna win. It's gonna be harder on your opponent, and it's gonna be easier for you to win against your opponent because your opponent's taking 1 prize card and you're taking 2 to 3. So that's the reason why I like a lot of non-GX decks, and that's why I like Shrine of Punishment so much. So that's the reason why I like non-GX decks. Like, I have a GX deck, and I know the pain when I'm going up against a non-GX deck, and it's a little hard, difficult, but I can still manage. But that's why. If the viewers want a GX deck, the viewers are gonna get a GX deck. So it's up to you guys. Whatever set, I'll be happy to make. You guys know me. I like to help the Pokemon community, and this is the way to do it. So I hope you guys have a good day. Search the Purge. This one was for you. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and it was very helpful. I hope it was very helpful. So I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.